Now we are diving right in with our next guest. I'm so excited because I've got the founder of Sublime Knowledge, Alia Yasmin Khan, joining me here. Plus, she is also an author. So, Alia, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Wonderful to be here. I love the springtime colors that you're wearing
Thank
today.
you.
We definitely need that here as we've entered into our mud season. But Alia, I'm thrilled to have you here. So tell me a bit about who you are, what is Sublime Knowledge, and beyond.
So I'm Alia Yasmin Khan. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. Sublime Knowledge is this vision that I had back in 2018 that I had to build this mindset coaching company. I realized that I understood certain aspects about the mind and I really wanted to make this information available to others. So clients come in, they have a goal, and we basically map the mind and show them what areas they need to work on as they're working towards that goal.
That's wonderful. So how did you realize that you had this gift and you knew how to understand how to map and work towards mindset coaching?
It really came from a few sort of inspirational ideas and going through a very difficult time in my own personal life. So I think when we go through challenging times, we have to develop coping mechanisms as to how to get past those difficult times. And that's what I was able to build for myself. And when I got through that process and I noticed that this process works very effectively for me, I test ran it on a bunch of people. And I said, okay, if it's going to work for them, then it's going to work, and it needs to, it needs to be available for everybody. So we go through a process of mapping the mind at Sublime Knowledge, and we basically we take their goals, we plug it into the mapping of the mind, and then we are able to pinpoint, is it a shift in perception that needs to occur? Is it a shift in reasoning? Is it a shift in maybe a past traumatic situation that they're holding on to that's keeping them from reaching their goal? So it's just that understanding of where you're at, where you're trying to get to, and what's blocking, what those mental blocks are. And rewiring the subconscious mind is the secret to it.
It's so important, I think, in everything. And after COVID,
that
has really been a very important tool.
Yeah.
So what is mapping of the mind?
So mapping of the mind is, it looks at your mental perceptions, the way that you look at life. A lot of times we don't pay enough attention to the way that we see things, but we see things as the observer. And as the observer, this is learned behavior we learn from observing other people's lives. Sometimes that's a great thing, and sometimes it's not a great thing because we don't have the best role models. So it's analyzing it as we see it, and then understanding, is that thought going to get me to my goal? And that's one of the biggest sayings that I say to my clients. I'm like, is that thought going to get me to my goal? And it all starts with the thought. So if we can choose the thoughts correctly, then we can start to rewire, in the right state of mind, in the right mindset.
Oh, I love this focus in this business because May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
And so I think changing your thoughts and rewiring your thoughts really does help with that mental health. So how do you find your clients? Like, how do they find you? Tell me more.
So they can find me at sublimeknowledge.com. A lot of time it's people that have worked with me. It's word of mouth for the most part, which is kind of awesome because I love my clients and they've been long-term clients for a while now. And we've seen their progression and their changes. And that's an amazing thing to see, is that, it blows my mind to see that they're able to take this program and seek some type of, readjustment in their mindset. And this July, we're having our retreat in Phoenix, which is going to be a ton of fun. So I'm super excited about that. And it's going to be Roberto Bugato is going to be there with me. He's also works on emotional coaching. So he's working on the emotional part of the mind. I'm working on the mindset part of the mind.
Wow.
And it's just going to be a phenomenal experience for the guests.
That's great. And so how long is the retreat? How many days?
It's 2 days. It's at the Wigwam Resort, and it's going to be a great immersive experience, and just really resetting and transforming your life through that process.
Oh, that sounds great. Well, speaking of, there are so many aspects of life, and a lot of them is business. And you wrote a book called "Succeeding in Business in Any Market" with Brian Tracy. So How did you decide to write this book with Brian Tracy?
So we connected, and Brian Tracy has changed my life in so many ways. He has a goal system. He's taught me to write it down, and writing it down is it's so simple, but it's the thing that most people miss. They have the ideas floating around in their mind and they don't put it to paper. And the moment that you put it to paper, you can start to understand what my goal actually is. How far away am I from it? What am I doing? Setting intentions daily to work towards the goal. Mm-hmm. It's really, he's taught me those things. So I was so excited to do this project with him. He's really a genius. And the book also consists of some other co-authors that are phenomenal in the knowledge that they bring to it. It's an amazing book.
Well, that's great. And obviously this is geared towards business, but
yes.
From what you're saying, it sounds like it can be geared towards anything goal
goal
ever.
Any goal, because if you're learning how to apply leadership into your life, it's not just managing that. It could be managing relationships, managing your home life. It's the same type of leadership skills that you're going to apply into every area.
That's so important. I love that you mentioned writing things down. I think I am a firm believer of once I write it, I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of technology and how everything is just kind of stored in your phone or on your laptop or tablet or whatever it may be. But I think my retention is much better when I am writing it down.
It is, and it also gets the information into the subconscious when you're writing it down. Mm-hmm. So not just about putting it into your phone. There's a lot to the actual part of writing it, and writing it repetitiously.
There is a reason when we were kids we had to write things out 5+ times.
Yes, I think about The Simpsons when Bart's writing on the board because he's screwed up in school. Yeah.
It's true, and then you remember, and it stays in your being. Yeah. So I'm sure there is so much more that we could talk about, but what is your passion? What is your number one goal when people come to you? How do you start from the beginning and then kind of work with them?
Get them results. That's my number one goal, is to get them results, and get them results as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Okay. Because we're always about results, and we always want to get these things accomplished quickly. Some people have huge goals, and some people, it's simple goals. It's really easy goals, but they can't seem to break the paradigm. Mm-hmm. So it's about helping them to understand how to break the paradigm and get over, those humps that might be blocking them from success.
True. So can you give me an example of a couple of goals that you have, but without giving away who your clients are, or a generalized idea of what those goals may be?
So I've had a sales-driven business for a very large company. Okay. And they had a huge goal going into the season of last year. And I was coaching one of their executives, and we were working towards, we took the goal, we broke the goal down, we assigned the goal out to, her team. And this is really applying it into business, because having them have something that they're constantly focused on gives them the drive, and also asking them, what are you going to do to achieve that goal? And it helps them in the path of thinking about, okay, I'm accountable for this, and then what do I need to do? So it's getting the creative juices going for experts that are in their field that may be challenged or could be emotionally taking on more than they need to. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it's understanding how to separate yourself emotionally from that, from maybe somebody not giving you the results, but they just don't know how to give you the results. So once they're taught how to, then they know what it is that they need to do, and it becomes a lot easier for all parties involved. So I love working with companies and corporations like that, because it really does help to, it's very tangible. Honestly, it's very tangible.
Yes, that's so true. That's so interesting that you say to separate the goal from the emotional aspect of it.
Yes.
Because the emotions will be a roller coaster throughout the process. So how do you stay on track? How do you stay focused? Yeah. I love that. And so it's what a great company and a great idea to really help people be productive members of society.
Yeah,
that's
wonderful. It's all about growth.
It really is. Yeah. So Alia, where can we go to follow you on social media, on your website?
Sure, my website is sublimeknowledge.com. Personally, you can find me at aliyayasminkhan.com. And we're on Instagram, Sublime Knowledge. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn. You can find me as well. So
wonderful.
Everywhere.
Well, the author of Succeeding in Business in Any Market, Alia Yasmin Khan, plus the founder of Sublime Knowledge. So wonderful to have you here on the couch.
Thank you.
Love just diving in just to the little scratching the surface of what you do. And it sounds like a really great business.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We've got a lot more on our show. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Good morning, Vail.